Samsaradava-nalalidaloka Pranaya-karanya-ganaganatva Raptasya kalyana gunanavasya Vande Guru Shri Sharanarvindam Mahaprabhu Kirtan Nitya Gita Vaditya Madhya Manaswara Sena Romanchakam Pashutaranga Bhajo Vande Guru Shri Sharanarvindam Shivigara Dana Nityanana Shingaratan Mandira Majanado Yuktasya Bhaktam Shaniyunjatopi Vande Guru Shri Sharanarvindam Chaturvidashi Bhagavat Prasado Swadana Tripta Nadi Bhakta Sangam Kritaiva Triptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Shri Sharanarvindam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Shri Radhika Madhava Yorapara Madhurya Lila Guna Rupa Namnam Praktishana Swadana Lalupasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Nikunjayuna Ratikeli Siryai Yaya Libi Yukti Apekshaniya Tatrati Daksharati Balabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Sakshadarit vina samasta shastir Uktastata bhavyata iva sadvi Kintu prabhoya priyevatasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Yasya prasadar bhagavad prasado Yasya prasada nagati kutopi Dayam suvam stasya yasya sti sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasya Chadishatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Nilamada Radha Nilamada Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Nilamada Radha Nilamada Shri Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhaja. Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Sitaram, Jaya Lakshmana Hanuman. Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Jai Shinu Pad Brahmam Sapadakacharya Stota Shata Shishmatis Divine Grace Abarachana Rinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBTPI founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Shinu Pad Brahmam Sapadakacharya Stota Shata Shishmatis Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Rinda Ki Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Premi se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrajabhumi Vrindavandam Ki Jai. Shri Navadvip Mayapurdam Ki Jai. Shri Prashottama Chaitra Jagannapuridam Ki Jai. Shri Ayodhyadam Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Samavrita Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Harinama Sankirtana Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadayine. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Shilatankanakalaye. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha. Yeto yeto yami tato Narsimha. Bahir Narsimha, Hridaye Narsimha. Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapadye. Tava Karakamala Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanabringam Keshavadrita नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनभृङ्गा जय केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की
तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवस्य
वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवस्य विष्णु भक्ति पदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसी देवाय प्रियाय केशवस्य विष्णु भक्ति पदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाभो ये अभिलाषी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाबो ये अभिलाषी जे तुम्हारा शरण लय तारा वांछा पूर्ण होय कृपा कोरी करो तारे वृंदावन वासी मोरा ये अभिलाष विलास कुंजे दियो बा मायाने हेरिबो सदा जुगल रूप राशि निवेदन दारो साखीर अनुगत करो सेवाधिकार दिए करो निज दासी दीन कृष्ण दासे को ये न मोरा होय श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा ये न भासी श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सदा ये न भासी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पादे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पादे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी जय वृंदा देवी जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्वत्ताय नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्वत्ताय नमो नमः वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्वत्ताय नमो नमः
Tulasi, beloved of Krishna, I bow down before you again and again. My desire is in the service of Shishigata and Krishna. Wherever take shelter you have wished to fulfill, bestow mercy upon him and make him a resident of Vrindavan. My desire also grant me residence in the precious grove of Shiva and Dhamma town. Thus within my vision showers before the beautiful path of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me follow Karma dance of Vraja. Please give me the There are 10 fences in metal chanting holy names should be avoided, and they are as follows. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider name the demigods like Lord Shiva or Brahma to be equal to independent name Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the orders of spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature pursuing Vedic version. 5. To consider the glory of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on strength of chanting the holy name. 8. To consider chanting Hare Krishna with auspicious ritualistic activities, offering the Veda the fruity activities, karma, kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glorious holy name. 10. To not complete faith in the chanting holy names, and to maintain material attachments in understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims the Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve desired success, Krishna Prema. Now let us offer most humble obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just as I trees who can fulfill to everyone. They are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhavamahadavakni Nirvapanam Shriya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavatu Jivanam Anandam Pudivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamita Swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Paravijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuta Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Pita Niyamita Smarane Nakalaha Etadishi Tavakripa Bhagavam Mamapi Durudevami Desham Iha Janina Nurakaha Trinatapi Sunijena Tarorapi Saishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihi Na Thanam Na Chanam Na Sundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Jammani Jammanishvare Pavata Bhaktir Haituki Tvai Ayinanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Ham Vishame Bhavam Puda Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stitha Turi Satesham Vichintaya Nayanam Galadashuru Dharaya Vadanam Gadgada Rudaya Gira Pulakai Nichitam Vapurkada Tava Nama Karane Pavishati Yuga itam nimishena chakshusha pravisha itam shunya itam jagat sarvam govinda virahe name ashrisha vapadratam pinnashtumam adarshanam marmahatam karotuva yatha tatha va vidathatu lampato matprana nathastu se eva na paraha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Shri Mangala. Glory to the Shri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and distinguishes 5 conditional life, repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction of humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and enables us to fully taste the nectar for which always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone grants all benediction to human beings. Thus you have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, they invested all your transcendental energies. They are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, our kindness enables us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor to desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Nanda Krishna, I am eternal servitor, yet somehow I fall in the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me at one of the atoms of your lotus feet. O my Lord, while my eyes bedeck her tears of love flowing constant when I chant your holy name, while my voice choke up, and while the hairs of my body stand at the recitation of your name. O Govinda, feeling of separation comes a moment to be like a great millennium. Tears are flowing from eyes like torrents of rain, and I'm feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord, unconditionally. Shri Chaitanya Shikshastakam ki jai. Shri Mangala Charna prayers ki jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Om Litam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragnatam Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Bhajadyate Shadarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhani Videvi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhavin Namaha Madhuryo Chala Prematya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktita Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dina Tarine Rupanuga Virudapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Saksha Vairagya Murtaye Vipalambara Sambodhe Padam Pujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarabhauma Shri Jaganathaya Te Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurateshe Namaha Pancha Tattvatamkam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Surato Pango Mamamanda Matergati Masarva Swapadam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyed Vindadanya Kalpadumada Shimadra Nagara Singhasanasto Shrimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prishtaribi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsi Vata Tatastitaha Karasham Venu Soner Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishvari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Panamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Mangala Charna prayers ki jai. Shri Brahma Samhita ki jai. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Parakara Satmasu Kalpa Viksha Lakshariteshu Surabi Rabi Padayantam Lakshmi Sahasa Chatasam Pramasevyamanam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Venum Kavanantam Aravinda Dalaya Daksham Parhavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Gantarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Alola Chantakala Savanamare Vamshi Ranangadam Pranaya Keli Kalavilasam Shamam Tripanga Lalitam Nyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pashanti panti karayanti chiram jaganti ananda chimmaya satujala vigrahasya govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami advaitam achotam anadim ananta rupam adyam purana purusham navayovanam cha vedeshu durabam adurabam atma bhakta Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Bantastu Koti Shatavastara Sampragamyo Vayurathapi Manaso Munipankavanam Sopiastiya Prapata Simya Vichinta Tatve Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ekopya Sarachaitum Jagadanta Kotim Ya Chakti Rasti Jagadanta Chayaya Dantaha Antantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Yad Bhava Bhavtadiyo Manujasta Teva Samprapya Rupa Mahima Sanayana Bhushaha Suktaryam Eva Nigama Patitai Stuvanti Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Ananda Chimmarasa Patibhavitapis Tapya Evan Jarupa Tayakalapihi Goloka Evan Nivasatya Kilatma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Premanjana Churuta Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sateva Hidayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundam Machinta Gunasvarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami Ramadi Murtishu Kalanyamena Tishtan Nanavatarama Karo Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samapava Parama Pumamyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Pajami. Krishna, who knows Govinda, the Supreme Godhead, he has the eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin and the prime cause of all causes.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, healing all desire in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing his flute, with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with a figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord. Round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers, beautified with the moon locket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jeweled ornaments, who always reveals in pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending form of Shyam Sundar is eternally manifest.
I worship Govinda, to my primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs, and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas, but obtainable by pure, unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, who form is endless, who is the beginning, the eternal purpose, yet Purusha, yet he is a person possessing beauty of blooming youth.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayama by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane, extending over thousands of millions of years.
He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe, at one and at the same time. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore.
I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sign the mantra sutras told by the Vedas, by gaining their appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, conveyances, and ornaments.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord residing in his own realm Goloka with Radha, resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency possessed of the 64 artistic activities, in the company of her confidant Sakhis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shamsundara Krishna himself, with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts, with the eye of devotion tinged with slave of love.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna in the different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Nrsimha, Vamana, etc. as its objective portions.
Sri Brahma Samhita ki jai. Bhagavad Gita 7.1 purport. Srinvatam swakata Krishna punya sravana kirtanaha tadiyanta histo hi abhadrani vidunoti suhritsatam nashta prayesva abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Tada Rajastamo Bhava Kama Lobas Dayaschaye Cheta Eter Anavidam Sittam Satve Prasidati Evam Prasanna Manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate Vidyate Hridaya Grante Siddhyante Sarva Samshayaha Kshiyante Chasya Karmani Drishta Evatmanishware.
To hear about Krishna from the Vedic literatures, or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita, is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best-wishing friend, and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him.
In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. As he hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and other devotees, he becomes fixed in devotional service of the Lord.
By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lusts and avarice are diminished.
When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly.
Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of Asamshayam Samagram, understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth, personality of Godhead. Therefore, only by hearing from Krishna or from his devotee in Krishna consciousness can one understand the science of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
We'll continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 4, Text 6. Adraksham ekam ashinam vichinvan dayitam patim Sriniketam saraswatatyam kritaketam aketanam Adraksham, I saw, Ekam, alone, Asinam, sitting, Vichinvan, deeply thinking, Daitam, patron, Patim, master, Sri Niketam, the shelter of the goddess of fortune, Saraswatyam, on the bank of the Saraswati, Krita, Ketam, taking shelter, Aketanam, being situated without a shelter. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thus following, I saw my patron and master, Lord Sri Krishna, sitting alone and deeply thinking, taking shelter on the bank of the river Saraswati, although he is the shelter of the goddess of fortune. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Those who are in the renounced order of life often take shelter underneath a tree. The Lord was found by Uddhava in that condition of taking shelter as do persons who have no shelter. Because he is the proprietor of everything, everything is his shelter, and everywhere is under his shelter. The entire material and spiritual cosmic manifestation is sustained by him. And therefore, he is the shelter of everything. So there was nothing astonishing in his taking shelter in the way of the unsheltered who are in the renounced order of life.
Canto 3, Chapter 4, Text 7. Shamatvatam Shamavadatam Virajam Prasannataruna Lochanam Dorbishchaturbhir Viditam Pita Kaushambarena Cha. Shama Avadatam, beautiful with black color. Virajam, formed of pure goodness. Prashanta, peaceful. Aruna, reddish. Lochanam, eyes. Dorbihi, by the arms. Chaturbihi, four. Viditam, being recognized. Pita, yellow. Kausha, silken. Ambarena, with garments. Cha, and. Translation. The Lord's body is blackish but is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, and very, very beautiful. His eyes are always peaceful and they are reddish like the rising morning sun. I could immediately recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his four hands, different symbolic representations, and yellow silk garments.
Text 8, Canto 3, Chapter 4. Vamaurau adis sritya dakshinangri saroruham apashritarba kashvattam akrisham takta pippalam. Vame, on the left. Urau, thigh. Adis sritya, placed on. Dakshinangri saroruham, the right lotus feet, foot. Apashrita, taking rest against. Arbaka, young. Ashwaddam, banyan tree. Akrisham, cheerful. Tyakta, having left. Pippalam, household comforts. Translation. The Lord was sitting, taking rest against a young banyan tree, with his right lotus feet on his left thigh, and although he had left all household comforts, he looked quite cheerful in that posture. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, the Lord's sitting posture, keeping his back against the newly grown banyan tree, is also meaningful. Ashwatha, the banyan tree, is so called because the tree does not die very quickly. It continues to live for many, many years. His legs and their energies are the material ingredients, which are 5 in all: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. The material energies represented by the banyan tree are all products of his external potency and are therefore kept to his back. And because this particular universe is the smallest of all, the banyan tree is therefore designated as small or as a child. Takta Pippalam indicates that he had now finished his pastimes in this particular small universe. But since the Lord is absolute and eternally blissful, there is no difference between his leaving or accepting something. The Lord was now prepared to leave this particular universe and go into another. Just as the sun rises on one particular planet and sets in another simultaneously, but doesn't change his own situation.
तस्मिन् महाभगवतो द्वैपायन सुहृत् सखा लोकन् अनुचरन् सिद्धा अशषड् यदृच्छया
Tasmin then Mahabhagavata, a great devotee of the Lord, Dvaipayana of Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa, Suhruti, a well-wisher, Sakha, a friend, Lokan, the three worlds, Anucharan, traveling, Siddhe, in that ashrama, Asa Sada, arrived, Yadruchaya, by his own perfect accord.
Translation. At that time, after traveling in many parts of the world, Maitreya, a great devotee of the Lord and a friend and well-wisher of the great sage Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa, reached the spot out of his own perfect accord. Purport. Maitreya was one of the disciples of Maharshi Prashara, the father of Vyasadeva. Thus, Vyasadeva and Maitreya were friends and mutual well-wishers. By some mutual.
They are friends and mutual well-wishers.
Mutual. Why it says mutual?
Mutual. I mean, that's called mutual. Okay, go ahead.
Mutual well-wishers. By some fortunate accident, Maitreya reached the place where Lord Krishna was resting. Shri Krishna was resting. To meet the Lord, it is not an ordinary incident. Maitreya was a great sage and a learned scholar, philosopher, but not a pure devotee of the Lord. And therefore, his meeting with the Lord at that time may have been due to sukriti, or some unknown devotional service. Pure devotees always engage in pure devotional service, and therefore their meeting with the Lord is natural. But when those who are not up to that standard meet the Lord, it is due to the unforeseen fortune of accidental devotional service. What does that mean?
Text 10. Tasyanurakshtasya munirmukundaha pramodabhavanat kandarasya ashranvato mamanuragahasa samikshasya vishramayan uvacha. Tasya, his Maitreya's, Anurakshatasya, although attached, Mune, of the sage, Mukundaha, the Lord who awards salvation, Pramoda, Bhava, in a pleasing attitude, Anata, lowered, Kandarasya, of the shoulder, Ashrinvatah, while thus hearing, Mam, unto me, Anuraga, Hasa, with kind smiling, Samikshasya, particularly seeing me, Vishramayan, allowing me complete rest. Uvacha said, translation, Maitreya Muni was greatly attached to him, the Lord, and he was listening in a pleasing attitude, with his shoulder lowered. with a smile and a particular glance upon me, having allowed me to rest, the Lord spoke as follows. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Although both Uddhava and Maitreya were great souls, the Lord's attention was more on Uddhava because he was a spotlessly pure devotee. A Jnana Bhakta, or one whose devotion is mixed with the monastic viewpoint, is not a pure devotee. Although Maitreya was a devotee, his devotion was mixed. The Lord reciprocates with his devotees on the basis of transcendental love and not on the basis of philosophical knowledge or fruitive activities. In the transcendental loving service of the Lord, there is no place for monastic knowledge or fruitive activities. The gopis in the Vrindavana were neither highly learned scholars nor mystic yogis. They had spontaneous love for the Lord, and thus he became their heart and soul. And the gopis also became the heart and soul of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya approved the relationship of the gopis with the Lord as supreme. Herein, the Lord's attitude towards Uddhava was more intimate than with Maitreya Muni.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 4, Text 11. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Vedaham Antar Manasitam Te Dadami Yattad Duravapam Anyai Satre Pura Vishwa Srijam Vasunam Matsiddhikamena Vasote Staham. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the personality of Godhead, said, Veda, no, Aham, I, Antaha, within, Manasi, the mind, Ipsitam, what you desired, Te, your, Dadami, I give you, Yat, which is, Tat, that, Duravapam, very difficult to achieve, Anyai, by others, Satre, in the sacrifice, Pura, in the days of yore, Viswasrijam, of those who expanded this creation, Vasunam, of the Vasus, Mat Siddhi Kamena, with a desire to achieve my association, Vaso, O Vasu, Tvaya, by you, Ishta, ultimate goal of life. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O Vasu, I know from within your mind what you desired in the days of yore, when the Vasus and other demigods responsible for expanding the universal affairs performed sacrifices. You particularly desired to achieve my association. This is very difficult to obtain for others, but I award it unto you. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Uddhava is one of the eternal associates of the Lord, and a plenary portion of Uddhava was one of the 8 Vasus in the days of yore. The 8 Vasus and the demigods in the upper planetary system, who are responsible for the management of the universal affairs, performed a sacrifice in the days of yore, desiring to fulfill their respective ultimate goals in life. At that time, an expansion of Uddhava, acting as one of the Vasus, desired to become an associate of the Lord. The Lord knew this because He is present in the heart of every living entity as Paramatma, the superconsciousness. In everyone's heart there is the representation of the supreme superconsciousness, which gives memory to the partial consciousness of every living entity. The living who gives memory to the partial conscious of every living entity. The living entity as partial consciousness forgets incidents of his past life, but the superconsciousness reminds him how to act in terms of his past cultivation of knowledge. Bhagavad Gita confirms this fact in various ways. Ye yata mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajami aham. Bhagavad Gita 4.11. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto mattas smritir jnanam apoham cha. Bhagavad Gita 15.15. Everyone is at liberty to desire as he likes, but the desire is fulfilled by the Supreme Lord. Everyone is independent to think or desire, but the fulfillment of one's desire depends on the Supreme Will. This law is expressed as man proposes, God disposes. In the days of yore, when the demigods and Vasus performed sacrifice, Uddhava, as one of the Vasus, desired to enter into the association of the Lord, which is very difficult for those busy in empiric philosophical speculation or fruitive activities. Such persons have practically no information of the facts about becoming an associate of the Lord. Only the pure devotees can know, by the mercy of the Lord, that the personal association of the Lord is the highest perfection of life. The Lord assured Uddhava that he would fulfill his desire. It appears that when the Lord informed him by his indication to Uddhava, the great sage Maitreya finally became aware of the importance of entering into the association of the Lord.
Text 12. Text 12. Saisa sadho cheramo bhavanam.
Saishasado charamo bhavanam ashaditaste madhanugraho yat yanmam nirokan raha utsrajantam dishtya dadrishwan vishadhanuvritya.
Sah, that Esah of those sadhu, O honest one, Charamaha, the ultimate, Bhavanam of all your incarnations, as Vasu, Asaditaha, now achieved, The unto you, Mat my, Anugraha, mercy, yet as it is, yet because, Mam, me, Naralokan, the planets of the conditioned soul, Raha, in seclusion, Ustrajantam, while quitting, Distya, by seeing, the Drishwan, what you have seen, Vishada Anuvritya, by unflinching devotion.
Translation. O honest one, your present life is the last and the supermost, because in this term of life you have been awarded my ultimate favor. Now you can go to my transcendental abode, Vaikuntha, by leaving this universe of conditioned living entities. Your visit to me is in this lonely place because of your pure and unflinching devotional service is a great boon for you. Purport. When a person is fully conversant with knowledge of the Lord as far as can be known by a perfect living entity in the liberated state, he is allowed to enter into the spiritual sky where the Vaikuntha planets exist. The Lord was sitting in a lonely place just about to disappear from the vision of the inhabitants of the universe. And Uddhava was fortunate to see him even at the time, and thus received the Lord's permission to enter Vaikuntha. The Lord is everywhere at all times, and his appearance and disappearance are merely the experience of the inhabitants of a particular universe. He is just like the sun. The sun does not appear or disappear in the sky. It is only in the experience of men that in the morning that the sun rises, and in the evening the sun sets. The Lord is simultaneously both in Vaikuntha and everywhere within and without Vaikuntha. Can I read one more?
Text 13. Puramaya proktam najayanabhye padme nishannaya mamadi sarge Jnanam paramman mahimava bhasham yatsurayo bhagavatam vadanti. Pura, in the days of yore, Maya by me, Proktam was said, Ajaya unto Brahma, Nabhye out of the navel, Padme on the lotus, Nisannaya unto the one situated on, Mama my, Adi Sarge, in the beginning of creation, Gnanam knowledge, Param sublime, Mat Mahima, my transcendental glories, Ava Bhasham, that which clarifies, Yet which, Suraya, the great learned sages, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Vadanti, do say. Translation. O Uddhava, in the lotus millennium, in the days of yore, at the beginning of the creation, I spoke unto Brahma, who is situated on the lotus that grows out of my navel, about my transcendental glories, which the great sages describe as Srimad Bhagavatam. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The explanation of the Supreme Self as given to Brahma and already explained in the second canto of this great literature is further clarified herein. The Lord said that the concise form of Srimad Bhagavatam as explained to Brahma was meant to elucidate his personality. The impersonal explanation of those 4 verses in the second canto is nullified herewith. Sridhara Swami also explained in this connection that the same concise form of the Bhagavatam concerned the pastimes of Lord Krishna was never meant for impersonal indulgence.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 4, Text 14. Iti adrakto taha paramasya pumsa pratikasano nugraha bhajano moham snehotha roma kalistakshirastam munchanchuha pranjalair abhabhase. Iti, thus, adhrata, being favored, ukta, addressed, paramasya, of the Supreme, pumshaha, personality of Godhead, pradikshana, every moment, anugraha bhajanaha, object of favor, aham, myself, sneha, affection, utta, eruption, roma, hairs on the body, skalita, slackened, akshara, of the eyes, tam, that, munchan, smearing, sucha, tears, pranjalihi, with folded hands, abhabhase, said. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Uddhava said, O Vidura, when I was thus favored at every moment by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and endorsed him with great affection, my words failed in tears, and the hairs on my body erupted. After smearing my tears, I folded with hands, spoke like this.
Text 15. Konvishate padamarojamajam sudurlabhoirtedushu chatushvapiha tatapinaham pravrinomi bhuman bhavat padamboja nishevanosmukkaha. Kahanu Isha, O my Lord, te, your Pada Saroja Bhajam, of the devotees engaged in the transcendental loving service of your lotus feet. Sudurlabha, very difficult to obtain. Arteshu, in the matter of. Chaturshu, in the four objectives. Api, in spite of. Iha, in this world. Tata api, yet. Na, do not. Aham, I. Pravnomi, prefer. Bhuman, O great one. Bhavat, your. Pada amboja, lotus feet. Nishevana, utshukaha, anxious to serve. Translation. O my Lord, devotees who engage in the transcendental loving service of your lotus feet have no difficulty in achieving anything within the realm of the four principles of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. But, O Great One, as far as I am concerned, I have preferred only to engage in the loving service of your lotus feet. Purport. Those who are associated with the Lord in the Vaikuntha planets achieve all the bodily features of the Lord and appear to be the same as Lord Vishnu. Such liberation is called Sarupya Mukti. Sarupya Mukti, which is one of the 5 kinds of liberation. The devotees engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord never accept the Sayugya Mukti or merging in the rays of the Lord called the Brahma Jyoti. The devotees can achieve not only liberation but any success in the realm of religiosity, economic development, or sense gratification up to the standard of the demigods in the heavenly planets. But such a pure devotee as Uddhava refuses to accept all such facilities. A pure devotee wants simply to engage in the service of the Lord and does not consider his own personal benefit.
Text 16. Kanmanihasya bhavo bhavasyate durgashrayo tari bhayat palayanam kalatmano yat pramadayuta shrama swatman rate kidyati dirvidam iha Karmani, activities, anihasya, one who has no desire, bhavaha, birth, abhavasya, of one who is never born, the, your durgashraya, taking shelter of the fort, atha, thereafter, aribhayat, out of fear of the enemies, palayanam, flee, kalatmana, of he who is the controller of eternal time, yet that, pramada ayuta, in the association of women, ashramaha, household life, svatman, in your own self, rateh, one who enjoys, kidyati, is disturbed, the intelligence, vidam, of the learned, iha, in this world. Translation: My Lord, even the learned sages become disturbed in their intelligence when they see that your greatness engages in fruity work, although you are free from all desires, that you take birth although you are unborn, that you flee out of fear of the enemy and take shelter in a fort, although you are the controller of invincible time, and that you enjoy householder life surrounded by many women, although you enjoy in yourself. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Pure devotees of the Lord are not very much concerned with philosophical speculation in regard to transcendental knowledge of the Lord, nor is it possible to acquire complete knowledge of the Lord. Whatever little knowledge they have about the Lord is sufficient for them, because devotees are simply satisfied in hearing and chanting about the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. This gives them all transcendental bliss, but some of the pastimes of the Lord appear contradictory, even to such pure devotees, and thus Uddhava asked the Lord about some of the contradictory incidents in his pastime. The Lord is described as having nothing to do personally, and it is actually so, because even the creation and sustenance of material world, the Lord has nothing to do. It seems contradictory then to hear that the Lord personally lifts the Govardhana hill for the protection of his unalloyed devotees. The Lord is the supreme Brahman, the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead appearing like a man. But Uddhava had doubts whether he could have so many transcendental activities. There is no difference between the personality of Godhead and the impersonal Brahman. How then can the Lord have so many things to do, whereas the impersonal Brahman is stated to have nothing to do either materially or spiritually? If the Lord is ever unborn, and how then he is born as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? He is fearful even to Kala, the supreme fear, and yet the Lord is afraid of fighting Jarasandha and takes shelter in a fort. How can one who is full in himself take pleasure in the association of many women? How can he take wives and, just like a householder, take pleasure in the association of family members, children, relatives, and parents? All these apparently contradictory happenings bewilder even the greatest learned scholars, who, thus bewildered, cannot understand whether inactivity is a fact or whether his activities are only imitations. The solution is that the Lord has nothing to do with anything mundane. All his activities are transcendental. This cannot be understood by the mundane speculators. For the mundane speculators, there is certainly a kind of bewilderment, but for the transcendental devotees, there is nothing astonishing in this. The Brahman conception of the absolute truth is certainly the negation of all mundane activities, but the Parabrahman conception is full with the transcendental activities. One who knows the distinctions between the conception of Brahman and the conception of Supreme Brahman is certainly the real transcendentalist. There is no bewilderment for such transcendentalist. The Lord himself also declares in the Bhagavad Gita 10.2, even the great sages and demigods can know hardly anything about my activities and transcendental potencies. The right explanation of the Lord's activities is given by Grandfather Bhishma Deva, Bhagavatam 1.9.16 as follows. Nahi asya karichit rajan puman veda vidichitam yad vijigna shaya yukta muhyanti kavayopihi.
It's almost done, Daddy. 17 canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 4, Text 17. Mantreshu mam va upaha huya yattam. I don't know how to say it. Oh. Mantreshu mam va upahuya vatvam akon tiktakand sadatma bodha preche prabho mugda iva pratamatas tanma manomohayati vedve va deva.
Mantreshu in consultations, Mam unto me, why as I either Upahuya by calling, yet as much as Tvam, your lordship, Akuntita without hesitation, Akanda without being separated, Sada eternally, Atma self, Bodhaha intelligent, Pruche asked Prabhu, O my lord, Mugdaha bewildered, Iva as if it were so, Apramattaha although never bewildered. Tat that na our manah mind mohayanti bewilders yeva as it is so. Deva, O my Lord.
Translation. O my Lord, your eternal self is never divided by the influence of time, and there is no limitation to your perfect knowledge. Thus you were sufficiently able to consult with yourself, yet you called upon me for consolation, as if bewildered, although you are never bewildered, and this act of yours bewilders me. Purport. Uddhava was never actually bewildered, but he says that all these contradictions appear to be bewildering. The whole discussion between Krishna and Uddhava was meant for the benefit of Maitreya, who is sitting nearby. The Lord used to call Uddhava for consolation when the city was attacked by Jarasandha and others, and when he executed great sacrifices as part of his routine royal work as Lord of Dwarka. The Lord has no past, present, and future, because he is unhampered by the influence of eternal time, and thus nothing is hidden from him. He is eternally self-intelligent. Therefore, his calling for Uddhava to give him enlightenment is certainly astonishing. All these actions of the Lord appear to be contradictory, although there is no contradiction in the routine of the Lord. Therefore, it is better to see them as they are and not attempt to explain them.
Text 18. Jnanam param satvaraha prakasham provacha kashmai bhagavan samagram apishayam no grahanaya bhartar vadangajasya vrijinam tarema. Jnanam, knowledge, param, supreme, swa atma, own self, rahaha, mystery, prakasham, enlightening, provocha, said, kasmai, antuka, Brahmaji, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, samagram, in sum total, api, if so, kshamam, able, naha, unto me, grahanya, acceptable, bharataha, O my Lord, vada, say, anjasa, in detail, yet that which Vrijnam, miseries the Rema, and can cross over. Translation. My Lord, kindly explain to us, if you think us competent to receive it, the transcendental knowledge which gives enlightenment about yourself and which you explained before to Brahmaji. Purport. A pure devotee like Uddhava has no material afflictions because he engages constantly in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. A devotee feels afflicted without the association of the Lord. Constant remembrance of the Lord's activities keeps the devotee alive. And therefore, Uddhava requested that the Lord please enlighten him with the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam as previously instructed to Brahmaji.
Text 19, Canto 3, Chapter 4. Iti avedita ardaya mahyam sa bhagavan para adidesharavindaksha atmana paramam sitim. Iti avedita, thus being prayed to by me, hardaya, from the core of my heart, mahyam, unto me, sa, he, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Paraha, supreme, Adidesha, instructed, Aravindakshaha, the lotus eyed, Atmanaha, of himself, Paramam, transcendental, Sthitim, situation. Translation. When I thus expressed my heartfelt desires unto the supreme personality of Godhead, the lotus eyed Lord instructed me about his transcendental situation. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The words Paramam Sitim are significant in this verse. The Lord's transcendental situation was not even spoke of to Brahma when the 4 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam were explained. This transcendental situation comprises his dealings with devotees engaged in the transcendental loving service as exhibited at Dwaraka and Vrindavana. When the Lord explained his specific transcendental situation, it was meant for Uddhava only, and therefore Uddhava particularly said Mahyam unto me, although the great sage Maitreya was also sitting there. Such a transcendental situation is hardly understood by those whose devotion is mixed with speculative knowledge or fruitive activities. The Lord's activities in confidential love are very rarely disclosed to the general devotees who are attracted by devotion mixed with knowledge and mysticism. Such activities are the inconceivable pastimes of the Lord.
Saevamaradita padatirahad pranamya padau adita tatvata viboda margaha pranamya padau paritritya devam hagatoham virihaturut Turatma.
So myself, evam thus, Aradita, worshipped, Pada Tirthat, from the personality of Godhead, Adita, studied, Tattvatma, self-knowledge, Vibodha, understanding, Margaha, path, Pranamya, after saluting, Pado, at his lotus feet, Praivritya, after circumambulating, Devam, the Lord, Iha, at this place, Agataha, reached Aham I, Viraha, separation, Aturatma, aggrieved in self.
Translation. I study the path of understanding self-knowledge from my spiritual master, the personality of Godhead, and thus, after circumambulating him, I have come to this place, very much aggrieved due to separation. Purport. Sri Uddhava's actual life is the direct symbol of the Chatuhu Shloki Bhagavatam and enunciated first to the Brahmaji, then to by the personality of Godhead. These four very great and important verses from Srimad Bhagavatam are particularly taken out by the Mayavadi speculators who construct a different purport, to suit their impersonal view of monism. Here is the proper answer to such unauthorized speculators. The verses of Srimad Bhagavatam are purely theistic science understandable by the postgraduate students of Bhagavad Gita. The unauthorized dry speculators are offended at the lotus feet of the Lord Sri Krishna because they distort the purports of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam to mislead the public and prepare a direct path to the hell known as Andatamishra. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 16.20, such envious speculators are without knowledge and are surely condemned life after life. They unnecessarily take the shelter of Sripada Sankaracharya, but he was not so drastic as to commit an offense at the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna. According to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sripada Sankaracharya preached the Mayavada philosophy for a particular purpose. Such a philosophy was necessary to defeat the Buddhist philosophy of non-existence of the spirit soul, but it was never meant for perpetual acceptance. It was an emergency. Thus, Lord Krishna was accepted by Sankaracharya as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In his commentation on Bhagavad Gita, since he was in his commentation on Bhagavad Gita. Since he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, he did not dare write any commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam because that would have been a direct offense at the lotus feet of the Lord. But later, speculators in the name of Mayavada philosophy unnecessarily make their commentary on the Chatuhu Shloki Bhagavatam without any bona fide intent. The monistic dry speculators have no business in the Srimad Bhagavatam because this particular Vedic literature is forbidden for them by the great author himself. Srila Vyasa Deva has definitely forbidden persons engaged in religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and finally salvation from trying to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, which is not meant for them. Bhagavad Gita 1.1.2. Bhagavatam 1.1.2. Sripada Sridhara Swami, the great commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam, has definitely forbid the salvations or monas to deal in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is not for them. Yet unauthorized persons perversely try to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, and thus they commit offenses at the feet of the Lord, which even Sripada Sankaracharya dared not do. Thus they prepare for their continuation of miserable life. It should be particularly noted herein that Uddhava studied the Chatuhu Shloki Bhagavatam directly from the Lord, who spoke them first to Brahmaji, and this time the Lord explained more confidentially the self-knowledge mentioned as the Paramam Sthitam. Upon learning such self-knowledge of love, Uddhava felt very aggrieved by feelings of separation from the Lord. Unless one is awakened to the stage of Uddhava, everlastingly feeling the separation of the Lord is transcendental love, as exhibited by Lord Chaitanya. Also, one cannot understand the real import of the four essential verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. One should not indulge in the unauthorized act of twisting the meaning and thereby putting himself on the dangerous path of offense.
It's a small one. Text 21. सोऽहं तद् दर्शनाह्लादा वीरो गर्तियुतः प्रभो गमिष्ये दयितं तस्य भद्राश्रममण्डलं सा aham thus myself tat his darshana audience ahlada pleasure viyoga without that arti utaha afflicted by distress prabho my dear sir gamishye shall go dayitam so instructed tasya his Badri-ashrama in the Himalayas, Mandalam Association translation. My dear Vidura, now I am mad for want of the pleasure of seeing him, and just to mitigate with this, I am now proceeding to Badri Ashrama in the Himalayas for association as I have been instructed by him. Purport. A pure devotee of the Lord of the standard of Uddhava constantly associates with the Lord in the double perception of simultaneous separation and meeting. The pure devotee is not for a moment unengaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. Execution of the Lord's service is the main occupation of the pure devotee. Uddhava's separation from the Lord was unbearable, and therefore he started to Badri Ashrama in obedience to the Lord's order. Because the order of the Lord and the Lord himself are identical. As long as one is engaged in the execution of the order of the Lord, there is no factual separation from him. We'll continue from Canto 3, Chapter 4, 22 from tomorrow. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Keep the stand. Why you have to be that close, Abhi? You want to sing?
No, I don't know. My dad normally sings, but I can sing if I want. Exactly, but I could take a number that has like a step, right?
Is it okay if I sing Abhi today? Can I sing today? Thank you.
Mother, you want to sing?
No, go back.
Please.
Mridinga, okay. Get it one, Prabhu. Okay, give yours. Abhi, give yours. Abhi, can you give yours?
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Satma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Satma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma बंदो मुई सावधान मते बंदो मुई सावधान मते बंदो मुई सावधान मोते बंदो मुई सावधान मोते जहर प्रसादे भाई ए भवतुरिया जय जहर प्रसादे भाई ए भवतुरिया कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहाँ होइते कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहाँ होइते गुरुमुख पद्मा वाक्य चिते ते कुरिया ऐक्य गुरुमुख पद्मा वाक्य चिते ते कुरिया क्या और ना कोरी हो मने आशा और ना कोरी हो मने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा 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 चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से 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 दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जहा होते अविद्या विनाश जते भक्ति प्रेम भक्ति जहा होते अविद्या विनाश जते वेदे गाय जहर चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु वेदे गाय जहर चरितो जीवाना लोकना लोकेरा जीवाना आहा प्रभु कोरो दया देहो मोरे पद छया आहा प्रभु कोरो दया देहो मोरे पद छया Bejas Gushuk Tribhuvana Shila Prabhupada Ilo Sharana Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva 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 Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai
Jai. 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 Hare Krishna.
The lotus feet of our spiritual master is the only way by which we can do pure devotion service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, so ocean of material suffering and abandon the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is a perfection that fulfills all desires.
He opened my
His
heart
doctrine
and
is and
temples
fulfills
my
my attraction.
He
He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. Him ignorance is pride. The suggesting of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the poor and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us.
Give me the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter of your lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. Jai.
No, Prabhuji, that one has to stay here.
No, it has to be in the back side, not don't keep it anything here. Okay?
Why?
When the Nirvana will play, they will play because we need to clean this area. We should not put the harmonium onto the like this.
Why?
This is strict order to keep everything clean here.
Oh.
Come here, Abhi.